Morning YouTubers, morning world, and seeing as we're standing outside a court of law, morning you wrong'uns, my name's Adrian Allen, and the purpose of this video this morning is to give you an update on the convicted stalker, the most prolific convicted stalker in English history. That goes back to Athelstan, 1300 years ago. So why am I here today? Well, he was supposed to be in court number 4, to face 10 stalking prevention orders. That means a convicted stalker, the police, Nottinghamshire Police, applying to the Magistrates Court for 10 stalking prevention orders. Why would they need those? Well, if you'd followed the case of the convicted stalker, he is prolific on an industrial scale. So he was meant to be here at 10 o'clock this morning. Do you not know who the convicted stalker is? He's Alex Belfield. I used to work with him at Century 106 20 years ago, 25 years ago, blimey, Tempest Fugit. And why is he in prison? Well, he was convicted on 4 counts of stalking. 2 lesser, 2 greater, but he was convicted nonetheless. And why am I here? I just wanted to see how he was doing, simply because he told everyone it was like being on a cruise. Really? Because I know what he looked like over 25 years. So I would have been able to ascertain whether he was having a jolly, whether he was the prison biatch, or what was going on with him. So that was part of the reason why I was coming here this morning. But most of all, to find out what was going to happen. Because in the beginning, and my advice has stayed the same all the way through this whole process. My advice to young Alex was and is, keep your head down. Stay out of trouble, keep your head down, do your time, get out halfway through, stay on licence for a couple of years, go off and stack shelves at Tesco's or Aldi or Lidl, whichever one's paying the most, and just disappear. Just disappear, really. But he's not going to do that. So the fact that he was meant to be here at Nottinghamshire Magistrates Court this morning, or Nottingham Magistrates Court this morning, tells me that this boy doesn't like it in jail and is fighting tooth and nail to stop any further, because he's in a world of pain. I've told you 1,000,001 times, he's in a world of pain that is not his world. He has no idea what he's meant to do, where he's meant to do it, and how he's meant to do it. So you're wondering what exactly's happened this morning. Hasn't happened. That's the thing. It hasn't. So his legal team have applied for a deferment or some future date, so that he doesn't have to appear this morning. What will happen if you've never been to a magistrate's court? I have. A magistrate, no, I was not in front of the big. Why do you think I'm not wearing a suit this morning? Because you know what they say, they call a man in a suit in a magistrate's court, don't you? It's normally either the defendant or the brief. And I am neither, darling. So why am I here? I wanted to see him. I wanted to physically see him. I wanted to just check him out and see what he was up to. Not what he's telling you, not the management of the narrative, but just to see what he was up to. His legal team, however big or small that may be, has applied for it to be deferred to some future date. So it was going to be court 4, 2 sessions, one at 10 o'clock this morning, one at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Originally, they had set aside 2 days for the case. It then transpired it was only 1 day today, the 7th of March 2023, and even that's been deferred. To what date? Well, we'll soon find out. But it looks like he's fighting tooth and nail. Doesn't want to be in prison any longer than he has to be, and when he gets out, he doesn't want anything hanging over his head. The problem is, he's been given 5.5 years. So it's always going to hang over his head. I just don't think... My take on this is simple. Young Alex doesn't know what this game is. He doesn't know the rules. He doesn't know anything. And to defend yourself in the High Court was absolute folly. The boy is an imbecile of the highest proportions. He firstly should have had a barrister and a brief of his choosing defend him in a court of law. But did he? No. Nearly swore there. So that was his first mistake. Second mistake is the stalking prevention orders. What do they mean? I'll tell you in another video, because there's lots and lots and lots to be told. So I'll wrap this up now. 7th of March 2023, young Alex is not going to be behind the glass. He wouldn't have been in amongst the people. He wouldn't have been in amongst the gallery. He would have been behind a pane of glass because he is a prisoner. He is a convicted stalker and sentenced to 5.5 years. So he would not have been allowed any liberty whatsoever. He would have sat there, probably not in one of his loud shirts, behind a pane of glass in front of 3 magistrates, a panel of 3. So nothing's happening today, and it looks like I'm the only one here. So my name's Adrian Allen. We will be back just to see what the convicted stalker's up to. When, we'll have to wait for the courts to tell us. But my name's Adrian Allen. Thank you for your likes. Please continue to like the videos, your subscriptions, and they mean a lot. So please, if you can, subscribe to the channel. But most of all, as I always say, your indulgence. I'll see you in the next video. And by the way, Nottingham, it's not the Nottingham that I remember. I've had a long walk through the city centre today. It smells of roaches just like every other major city nowadays. But boy, oh boy, Nottingham, what's happened to you? I'll see you in the next video.